right, man. This is the real reason why I just, I'm just really just focused on overseas, and I'm not even pursuing that NBA dream anymore, to be honest with you. And I'm going to be completely transparent and completely honest and completely accountable with the whole situation. And, let's start off in college. So basically, when I was in college, from my sophomore, junior, and senior year, I led the Mid-American Conference in scoring, averaging 23 years in a row. All conference team every year. End up being an all-time leading scorer at that university. Having big games against Michigan State, Marquette, Iowa State, Iowa, Pittsburgh. Honestly, my mind was never overseas. I always thought I was good enough to at least like get a two-way, be on somebody bench in the NBA or something and work my way up. But honestly, I feel like I went the wrong route. I hired the wrong fucking agent. So when I ended up hiring an agent, he was like filling me with false hopes, like saying like, Chicago Bulls gonna do this, Milwaukee gonna do this and all this. So I'm like, okay, bet. Draft night comes. Obviously, I knew I wasn't gonna get drafted. And then afterwards, I didn't never get a call about anything. So the shit that he was telling me never fucking happened. So I'm like, what the hell? So turns out I ended up sitting out that whole year. I ended up sitting out the whole year after college. My dad died. It was a whole lot of shit I was going through, bro. But I'm like, bruh, fuck. Like, my whole fucking head was, like, just fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie. So, I ended up playing in this one league to just stay in shape for, like, a month. I think it was called the Basketball League, the TBL. I played for a month. I swear to God, I averaged like 30 in that league, and I completely just quit because I said, bro, this shit ain't doing nothing for me, and I'm done with this agent. I swear to God. So I called him. And he was crying, oh, don't fire me, don't do it. So I was like, bro, if you don't find me no job or something, bro, like, nigga, I'm done with you, bro. And I'm like, bro, you can't at least get me on the summer league team? How am I the all-time leading scorer? And at my D1 university, I've been cooking all these big teams and had an excellent college career, first team, all this. Like, how can I find a job? Like, I mean, a legit job. Like, he was passing me jobs, but it was jobs I'm like, man, hell no way. Like, no way. And this motherfucker tells me that summer league is a long shot for me. So I gave his ass a week. I end up calling him, and I'm like, bruh, I gotta fire you. So I fired his ass. Tell me why I hired a new agent. Me and him end up hopping on the Zoom call. We talked. This is the agency I'm with now. We hopped on the Zoom call. Woo. Shit, within 3 weeks, I'm at Planet Fitness. I'm lifting, and I get a call from him. He tells me, oh, I got you a summer league jig with the Denver Nuggets. I'm like, fuck, oh my God, like, I'm lit, I'm happy. So I'm thinking I finally got my shot. So I didn't really know like the ins and the outs about like this NBA business and shit, but I went in, and I ain't gonna lie, it was COVID. I wasn't vaccinated. So, when we went in, like, a lot of the players had to stay back, when a lot of players like ended up, was practicing, because I wasn't vaccinated, and I was on the team with Bones Highland, Caleb Aganda, and all these type of players. So I'm like, damn, I'm in a tough spot. Like, these players got bigger names than me, and all this type of shit. A few guys that played in the league and all that type of shit already. So I'm like, fuck. Yeah, so I didn't play like none of the games for real summer league, and I played the last game. But like, that's when I was like, damn. Like, I mean, but I really didn't get an opportunity to prove myself. So I wasn't really tripping. I wasn't tripping at all. I'm like, I really, like, who the fuck they gonna pick me? A mid-major nigga, or they gonna pick Bones Highland? Obviously, they gonna pick Bones. So, they drafted him. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I ended up playing the last game. I played well. It is what it is. I ended up signing to Greece. So I took my contract to go to Greece. Once I took my contract to go to Greece, I'm not gonna lie how my mind made up. I said, I'm pissed. I'm about to go over here and I'm about to cook. So I went over there. I ended up leading that league and scoring. Cooked like a motherfucker. And I just went crazy, to be honest, bro. I went crazy. I ended up averaging like 20 points a game. Then I went to the FIBA Europe Cup, averaged like 22 points a game. Then I ended up getting buyed out my contract. I got a call, after like 7 months, and said, from my agent, said, oh, you got to fly the next day to go to Turkey. I got a bigger contract for you. So I was like, oh shit, the next day I got to pack all my bags. I literally stayed up that whole night and went to Turkey. So after that, I ended up going to Turkey, and I was just still hungry. It's my rookie year. I ended up leading that league in scoring. I went over there cooking. So think about this: my first year as a rookie, I led 2 leagues in scoring, averaging 20 some points a game, and I was just going crazy, to be honest. So after this, I'm like, all right, bruh, I'm gonna take a year off, and I'm gonna try to like grind, woo. Then I ended up getting a big contract to go to China. I went to China. Then fast forward, that following year after that, I said, all right, I'm gonna try this NBA shit one more time. So I had a invite to go to the Toronto Raptors, like mini camp or something, like after like my season finished, and they told me I can come. They sent me an invite, everything, and then they canceled on me and was like, oh, like, okay, we're gonna go another route. I'm not gonna lie, I cried, I was hurt, I was pissed. But and then I ended up getting 2 other mini camp invites. I went to the Boston Celtics mini camp, and I went to the Phoenix Suns mini camp. And I'm not gonna lie, I was cooking, playing defense, making shots, picking up 94 feet, making the right pass, and yeah, just keeping the buck with you. I felt like that they was gonna send me an offer. I'm not gonna lie. So they both offered me after the mini camps. Was like, okay, we can give you a summer league, G. And at first I'm like, okay, whatever. So at first I committed to the Celtics summer league, and then I said no. Then I committed to the Phoenix Suns summer league, and like that was kind of convenient anyway, since I live in Arizona anyway. So yeah, so I went to. So how that worked is they put us in a hotel for like a week. We stayed in Phoenix for a week, nice ass hotel, 5-star. And, we worked out a whole motherfucking like literally week, before we went to Vegas. And like, and like, I'm not gonna lie, I played really well in those practices. And I kid you not, when I got, when we flew out to Vegas and we got to Vegas, I kid you not, it's only like 5-6 games in summer league. The guy looked at me and like 3 of the dudes and told us the day of the game after we was warming up and said, oh yeah, y'all 3 not playing today. So at that point, I'm like, all right, bro, okay. I was working so hard, bro, preparing for this shit. I was doing 3-a-days. I was lifting weights crazy. I was, doing defensive slides with weight vests on. I was getting so many shots up. And I was like, bro, you know what? After this shit, I'm done. Because like, this shit taking a toll on my mental. I can't keep doing this shit. I'm done. So, yeah, it was complete disrespect. And I was seeing players out there that was just trash. Like, just out there dribbling, turning the ball over, falling all on the ground. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, my God. It was so hard to watch, bro. And, like, it took a mental toll on my head. I'm not going to lie. So they ended up putting me in 1 game in the summer league where they played me 2 games. The first game I had like maybe like 9 points in like 20 minutes or something. This dude named Hunter, he went crazy. But the second game they ended up so I set the next game after that, and then the game after that I went crazy. I had like 18 points in like 13 minutes. I went nuts. 18-5 and like 4 or something like that. But I didn't end up getting no call. And I ended up getting another deal to go to China. And, I had to look myself in the mirror, bro. I'm not going to lie. I did cry. I got emotional. I told myself, you know what? I'm done with this shit. I'm never tolerating disrespect again. This shit is political. They playing guys that went to bigger schools than me. That's trash. And they already got who they mind that they're going to play. So I had to make a tough decision for me. Like, I can't continue to keep, pressing the issue and keep trying to pursue this dream. Or motherfucking, just go overseas where I'm loved at, and go and make money for my family, help my family out. So that's the route I took. And like, that's why I don't even look at the NBA no more. And I see these guys in the summer. I see guys that come to the CBA all the time, and I'm busting their ass, and I'm like, these guys just got blessed, they got connections. So respectfully, that's my story. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you for listening. But hey, that's just a short story. It's a lot more to that shit. But like, that's why I'm not pursuing the NBA no more. I know I can play there, but I'm happy where I'm at. Facts. Appreciate y'all.